I love my anti-Zionist Jewish brothers and sisters, but I feel like us asking you to cut these genocidal monsters off is not asking for too much. And I feel like we need to have a conversation about the rot of the Jewish institution. Because we actually did talk about this a little bit on the timeline. And obviously, we got to be very careful when we talk about religion and the Israel-Palestine issue. But we are at the point, and there are a lot of people having this conversation now. And there's only one reason I'm bringing this up. I'm bringing this up because of Jewish institutions. Because we know that Israel does not represent Jewish people. But when you have Judaism and their institutions coming out en masse in support of forever war in the Middle East, at what point, I'm just asking this question theoretically, at what point is Judaism forever cursed? At what point is it ruined as a religion? Because you have 95% of Jewish people supporting burning children alive. So let me read the headline. I'm going to be quick. I'm going to cover this more in detail. I'm going to get your thoughts on this because we talk about this on Twitter a little bit. Jewish organizations show wall-to-wall support for Israel's strike on Iran. And I said in a rant on RBN last week how I love my anti-Zionist Jewish brothers and sisters, but I feel like us asking you to cut these genocidal monsters off is not asking for too much. And I feel like we need to have a conversation about the rot of the Jewish institution. But anyway, I'll give you last thoughts. We'll wrap up after your last thoughts here, I promise. What's your thoughts on this? Do you agree? Do you disagree? I'm saying this is horrific when I'm saying the Jewish organizations and institutions. And I'll put some receipts like, bro, I'm not talking about small institutions. I'm talking about the Jewish Federation of North America, the Jewish Federation of New East. I'm talking about giant Jewish institutions. I'm not picking on a small mom and pop shop. So I'm gonna get your thoughts on this. We wrap on this tight, but I think Jewish institutions have forever cursed Judaism after what they support in Israel. Any final thoughts, Fiorella?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's very hard. I mean, if anybody is to blame for people uniting what's Judaism with Zionism is for Zionists themselves. It's their fault. I mean, the reality is, at the end of the day, my experience has been Jewish organizations that are even supportive of Palestine still don't go far enough because they don't want to break with that aspect of Israel. They still believe that they have the right, to live there, that they still believe that they have the right to exist. They still, have oftentimes occupy the spaces and the platforms that should go to Palestinians. I'm sorry, but I'm sick of seeing like all the Jewish commentators, all the Jewish journalists speak on behalf of Palestine and not seeing the Palestinians, the Lebanese, the Iranians, and not the same people, but more people who are on the ground, people who have had family members killed. We go to the same literal 6 Jewish journalists, and we have to be honest that our media, our industry, and I have no qualms about saying this, entertainment, all sorts of industries, writing, academia is all occupied by a lot of Jewish influenced ideology. And even people who mean well, at the end of the day, are given a space and the voice to do it more than the Palestinians. It's almost like Palestinians have to have the justification and the permission of the Jewish voices in order to justify what they're saying. It kind of feels like when I'm a woman and I'm like trying to say something and a man has to say it. For all those people that, don't understand that, it really doesn't sit well with me. And I've seen David Miller talk about it at length many times. And I think people should look to his work to see, how this is, because it's not about hating Jewish people, but it is about understanding that connection is still there and how to go past it and how to really actually be an ally to allow Palestinians and people of West Asia, the Middle East, to speak out for themselves and not necessarily need the justification of these voices. And what you pointed out, I think is an important conversation, because again, on social media, which is the reason we even had that discussion, you see that happening, and you see a lot of their ideas of the Palestinian people's ideas or the people of the regions being completely overshadowed by, ex-Jewish commentators' opinion on it because they're pro-Palestine. It's like, yeah, okay, but let these people say what they need to say. So that's all I got to say about that. It is an issue that I care about.
And that's a very great point, because I will see viral tweets where it'll be they will say Jewish activists say that Palestinians have the right to defend themselves, and it will go viral, and it's a good sentiment. But it's like, why does it have to be a Jewish person saying that? You know what I mean? So that's to what your point earlier, how it's almost like Jewish allies have to get permission for Palestinians to say stuff, and it kind of irks. It kind of annoying, isn't it? And I see that 100% as well. But